Hello my lovely sewing friends, you watching Curly Modista, formerly known as Sloth and Orchids. My name is Alisa and this is my vlog about sewing and style and all those sorts of yummy tasty sewing textile things. Welcome to the new sewing week. I'm still working on a couple of things from the last vlog, so let me show you what I've achieved so far. I finished my 2 t-shirts I was making and I'm nearly done with the pajama shorts. So I'll show you the t-shirts first. So this is them. They do need ironing. Not ironing, pressing, because I haven't pressed them since I've sewn them, the hems and the neckband. So I'll show you, I've tried 2 different finishes on the hems. I did the neckline with the same finish. This is like a lightning zigzag finish and it stretches. And on your sewing machine, I have a piece of paper here so I can actually draw. They look like this on your sewing machine if you have it. So that's the one that looks very neat and it's stretchy, so I used it on both the necklines. There you go. Some of my basting was done in the same color as the fabric, so some of the basting actually got caught in the stitch, and I don't mind that at all because it's the same color, but it does shine like little stitches, but that's fine. So now with the hems of the t-shirts, I've done one of them the traditional straight stitch, just like this, and the hem like this, and it still stretches a little bit. The threads I've used were the moon threads. I think it's the ones that really big ones. I think it's 500 meter, really kind of like like this sort of thing. It is coat moon, so that's that sort of thing. So I've never used them in my sewing machine on top as a top thread. I always went for the best quality, and that probably means the cost more. So I went for Gutermann, really, most of the time. And then last time I went to Extra Fabrics and I was buying, I don't remember what I was buying. And they said, and I said, oh, you really don't have a matching thread that's perfect for this fabric. And I said, why don't you just have the moon thread? And I said, oh no, I only take it for my overlocker, because I take it for my overlocker and then split it into, I keep empty bobbins, and I then buy one of them and wind, I don't know, just like 100 meters each on each bobbin. So I have like a lot of usage out of this one, but only because I kind of thought of it as an inferior quality thread. So and the lady in the shop said, no, this is thread, like a proper thread for sewing, and it's good quality. So I'm like, hold on a minute, I was overpaying for Gutermann. Not that it's not worth the cost, but you know, I could have sewn with this thread really. And then when I came home and I was starting to use this color fabric, I found the moon thread of this exact color, and I've sewn with it. And do you know what? I think it's even a slightly better performance than Gutermann, because when I was doing the zigzag stitch, Gutermann for some reason always thins out and bunches up when I'm doing the zigzag or some sort of stretch stitch, and I have to, or buttonholes, and I have to rethread my machine several times throughout the progress of the the project, when I'm doing like a back and forth kind of movement. But this thread went through 2 t-shirts and not even fluffed up. You know what? And I'm thinking, I wonder what it's about, whether it's the way they wind it up or like twisted, or twist goes the wrong way for somehow that it unravels it and then it kind of bunches up. I wish I took pictures. I always get annoyed, but I never take picture. But I think it could be like a convert of these cheaper, good quality thread. In fact, much cheaper, because Gutermann, you're paying, what is it, 100 meters? You're paying, was it like £2.15 in the UK? If I go to Dunelm, there they probably have it for £2 still, because they have like old stock, but not all the colors, that sort of thing. But this comes in 1,000 yards and it cost £1. Yeah? Really? What have I been doing wrong? I mean, the amount of Gutermann threads I have, I could have bought so much more fabric for that money, but never mind. It's all, I have it all in the box, I'll use it all up, and it's nice to have when I have a new project. It's nice to go in and just go to my own shop and shop there first and see what I have before I go and get my buttons, my zips, my threads, all that sort of thing out in the world, So I do have quite a sizable stash of all sorts of things, especially the buttons. I'm sorry for waffling, but I have to say, I have to tell this stuff to someone, Thanks for listening. So I have, when I go to stitching shows, in Southwest ones, we have the lady who's called the Button Box, and I think she lives somewhere in, not Oakhampton, Tavistock, I think. But they don't have a physical shop, so they only go to events, and they have literally packs and packs of buttons, like proper, for like a 50p and pounds each. Do you know, I'm going to show you, hold on. I'm so sorry. You still there? So for example, I bought all this for £1. Okay. I bought all this, just the plain black buttons, for £1. I bought some really good ones in here. Oh gosh, I bought all this for £1. And then literally I have the whole box. I have 2 of them. So one of the smaller ones, like under 1 centimeter, and this one, this box has all the bigger buttons. So what else? Oh, there's so many. Like for example, like this one for £1. So I literally have the whole box. Oh, and this one actually, the belts, the belt buckles. Last time I went with 2 of my friends, and I felt guilty because I just would not leave that store, and I kind of didn't want to hold them back from exploring more of the exhibition. But I just wish if I were there on my own, I'd probably spend at least good hour just looking through buttons. I have no idea where I started. I started with the threads. Anyway, let me just put this back. Hold on. So, okay, so let's put that one back. So we looked at this one. Now, with this t-shirt, I tried a 3-stitch zigzag. No, wrong way. 3-stitch zigzag. I think this one they use for underwear. It's really stretchy. And then, so it looks a bit wavy because it needs pressing. But it will be straight. Although, now thinking back, I'm glad I applied this stitch to this t-shirt, but to be fair, my arms are not like this, and it will be loose, so it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be stretchy, so I could have happily applied like a straight stitch like I did on that one. And the reason I started this whole conversation is because the straight stitch was the cheaper thread, the moon coat moon thread, still stretches, it still stretches. And then this one, no, I think this one was a 7-point zigzag, and then the one at the hem is the 3-point zigzag, so still stretchy, come on, still stretchy, yeah. There you go. So anyway, so these 2 t-shirts are done. I'm really happy with them. Now, I did say they were for sleeping, but not necessarily. I could probably wear them to the gym. I could wear them, I don't know, under a jacket. I could wear them like day to day, whatever. So I have a few other knit fabrics, like a t-shirting fabrics. So I'll make many, many more. So I'll have a nice little wardrobe of t-shirts, because the t-shirts I buy or try on are either too short on me, or the neckline comes too high, which I don't like, or they're made of polyester mix, which this is 100% cotton. So although it is cheaper probably to buy t-shirts in the shop, but for the reason that I want what I want, and I want them in different colors. For example, I have this color. It's 100% cotton, like a t-shirt in fabric again. So that's going to be another t-shirt. And then this one is also a lovely t-shirt in fabric. Which I doubt I would find these 2 colors in a shop in my length, because I like them longer. I'm tall, so I used to buy t-shirts in Marks and Spencer's. They came like to the top of my hip, and I like them to be to like the, you know, the bottom of a butt level, or at least the middle of a butt level, that sort of thing. So a few more t-shirts are coming up, and then I think my couch sleeping situation will be sorted, and then eventually I just have to make a couple of dressy pajamas for when I travel somewhere, or when I go stay somewhere, or in a hotel, you know, whatever. So enough about the t-shirts. Let's talk about the shorts. So the shorts, I did them both last night, and they're both pretty much done. So again, they need pressing, so they don't look as crisp and as sharp as they should be. This is the inside, this is the pockets. I overlocked everything. This is the front of the pockets. It goes like this. This is where your pocket is. And there's not much to it really. And the reason they look so huge is because obviously they're going to be gathered, because I do like my clothes loose. So they're going to be gathered, and they're going to be nice and comfortable. So when you're sleeping, it's not going to dig in, it's not going to restrict you. So I've done all of this on the inside. I've applied the overlocker to all the seams. I've applied the overlocker to the hem. I think usually I would do turn over and then turn over again. But this time I decided not to bother, so I've overlocked it, and then I'm going to turn it over once and then stitch the hem. So that's that. I'm just going to hide all these loose overlocker tails, as I do, inside the overlocker seam. I'm gonna press them, both of them. Do the hem. I cut out, luckily enough, I had enough of the waistband material from the main t-shirt fabric. Let me just show you. So it's going to be like this, and then it's going to be like this. So it's going to be like a waistband that goes over the elastic. And to be fair, I'm quite happy to apply that idea in the future as well, because this fabric is much nicer and gentler on your body than cotton poplin, you know, especially on the waist, because it's like tighter, so it's like a closer fit. So basically press it, hem it, do the bands, and then both of my sleeping sets will be done. And then we can move on to making a mock-up for my Frocktails dress, because that's important. I looked at my calendar yesterday and I have quite a few things coming up next week and on weekend, and I'm like, oh, I need to use my time wisely, because my, you know, free time is split between other things. So once I finish this, I think maybe tomorrow I will cut out the pattern pieces. Just to remind you, I'm making this pattern, I'm making this version of a dress in this fabric, this beautiful brocade fabric for Plymouth Frocktails dress. And to also remind you that I said in my last vlog that that pattern is a size smaller potentially than I need it in, so I might actually, whilst I'm cutting out, add like a little centimetre or half centimetre on each side of each panel, just on the sides, and see what happens. So that's why we're doing mock-ups, as we call them. So, okay, let me just get on with this, and I'll show you the progress when I have more to show. Okay, this is the layout for my matching shorts. So this is one pair of shorts, and then I have about same amount of fabric for the second, because I'm supposed to have two sets. So another thing is that I don't have enough of this fabric now, this cotton, let me just show you, this lovely cotton poplin. I don't have enough fabric to do the belt, because the belt is supposed to be put on fold, like so. So my idea is to actually use some t-shirt fabric, because this is sleepwear anyway, and see if I can actually squeeze one, and maybe it curls, you see, so maybe there'll be enough space for two belts, and then I will have two of my t-shirts and two of my shorts, and they will have matching comfortable belts. Not belts, sorry, waistbands. So that's what I will try to do. So tonight I will be finishing cutting that out, and it's Tuesday morning and I'm doing pre-work little sewing set. It's not sewing, it's cutting really. I just wanted to show you that I've cut everything out. I was cutting all evening yesterday, and it was like an old sheet that I used, and I used it all up. This is a sleeve. I cut every piece, and what I actually did, I've extended the, I widened the back panel by 4 centimeters, by putting it on a fold and moving it off the fold slightly. So let me show you. So this is how it goes. So this is the actual fold line, and I just added 2 centimeters here. So in total it gives me 4 centimeters. And then when I was cutting back facing, I copied the bit and I spread it. And with the collar, I again shifted it off the center line by 2 centimeters just to kind of give myself a little bit more width. And you know, since this is a tester and I haven't really cut any details like through, this all can be amended. And also what I do when I cut my patterns, I try to save all the offcuts, so just in case if I will need a smaller size in the future, where you have like little bits cut off on some of the pieces, I can actually sellotape it back and then cut around the new line. So, you know, nothing is lost. This is belt parts, and with belt I decided it has really little small like kind of belt. I think it's a buckle maybe. It doesn't show here, but I've decided to just, for this part, for my toile, just to extend them and just make them long so I can not worry about the belt buckles and things like that, and just kind of tie in the end. There's plenty of links for that. So that's that. It's all been cutted. It's all been cut, and what I'm going to do, maybe even now before I go to work, just do a little bit of stitching it all together. And the good thing about doing your toile is that you don't need to worry about the right side or wrong side, or being tidy or finishing up your seams or anything like that. So I'm just literally going to stitch, press. And in fact, I think I will stitch with a 4.5 millimeter length seam. So that's like a tacking, it's like a basting seam almost. So that if I want to take it in or let it out, I can easily do that and it won't take me ages. So this is my progress so far. I think next time I show you something, I'm probably going to be trying it on, so super excited for my Plymouth Frocktail dress toile. Stay tuned and I'll speak to you shortly. I need to show you the pair of shorts that I've already finished, and I look, and in my opinion, I think it looks pretty cool with this t-shirt in waistband. I think it's really, really nice. So what I've done, I apologize for any random threads that are sticking out. So I've just sewed it up as usual, overlocked it, and then top stitch it just under the stitching line there. And yeah, that's it. Basically, this is your pockets. This is your waistband. And it just looks really quite cute, I think. So what I need to do is I need to finish the second pair, and my 2 sleeping sets are going to be complete. Like, I'm super happy. And in fact, I think if I saw the t-shirts in the shop, I would definitely buy them. If I saw these shirts on their own, the shorts on their own, probably wouldn't buy them alone. But I think as a set, I wouldn't mind actually paying for this if I saw it elsewhere. So there you go. Let me just grab a t-shirt and show you them together. So the shorts, the t-shirts, they're just going to look like this. What do you think? Cute, right? I think it's rather nice. Another thing is I've had the patterns turn up, the ones that I ordered from. Oh yes, and I have to show you the magnetic dish. I thought it was tiny, and then it came and it's like this. well, I can turn it because I don't think it's gonna fall off. This magnet is really, really strong. It's massive. In fact, I don't even want to get it too close to the camera because I'm afraid it's gonna break it or something. But yeah, it's really, really strong. It's just one fell off. And I've got my glass pins in there. I do like my glass pins. And under there, there's like a pattern, and it says simplicity. I think there's another one that fell off. Anyway, this is my magnetic dish. I think it looks really quite nice on my table with all the rest of the stuff, you know, all the other stuff that I have in here. Also in related, all the things that make me super happy. So let me just show you the patterns that came in the post. So I'm going to start with the two kind of simpler patterns, and I got them both as a base for slightly hacking on and modifying them to make them into some blouses that I saw on Pinterest. I think if I have the time, I might actually pop a couple of images on the side somewhere for you. Let me just move over to the side. I'm going to pop some images for you here. So for example, this blouse here, I got it mainly for the blouse. I would like to enlarge the sleeves because obviously exaggerated sleeves are still very much in fashion at the moment, and then take the neckband and make it into a exaggerated big pussy bow. As to the trousers, I think they could probably be used as a part of you know, if you have a dress that sits right on your waistline, and you got like a bodice, and then you got a seam, and then you got the skirt part. So potentially, because these sit right on your waist, you can tell, and I think they could be quite useful for maybe swapping the bottom skirt part with the trousers and making some dress, another pattern that I have somewhere, into a jumpsuit. So potentially this is a nice, very basic pattern. So that's that. And then this one, I got it. Well, first of all, I want to make that blue view. I can't see what it says. You know, with the ties at the front that everybody and the hamster has made already, but not me. But don't worry, I'll jump on it with everybody else, and I'll make one, but I'll make my sleeves longer. I can't stand the 3/4 length sleeve on me. I can't. So I'm going to be making sleeves much longer, and I'm going to be probably potentially doing another version with like maybe a bigger collar, because I do have a couple of photos I've saved from the internet, and I'll pop them in, and I'll have to find them and put them on the screen for you. So if you just listen and just take a look, with really huge collar, and to me that's kind of like I've always liked modern clothes with a historical reference, kind of like nod to some sort of, I don't know, Renaissance or like a Victorian detail that's been added on top of the garment. So maybe something like that. So anyway, so that's that one. Then I got this pattern for the jackets. I've been eyeing it up for a very long time, and I really love this kind of loose fit wide shoulder kind of look. I think for this one you probably need a shoulder pad, but it's not stated at the back of envelope that you need a shoulder pad, but I would imagine you would, because it looks like she's got shoulder pads going on in there. I would again lengthen the sleeve, and just this jacket is unlined, so yeah, I would just make like, it's probably going to be a really quick, easy make, and I would make it pretty on the inside by binding all the open seam allowances, you know, and just making it like super cute. In terms of the trousers, I think they have like a flat section at the front, and then they go all around I'm pretty sure they're gathered at the back. Hold on a second. Okay. Yes, they gathered at the back. So I think with these trousers, potentially with like an easy alterations, I can probably widen them a little bit because they look like they're slightly tapered or at least straight, but I would make them tiny bit wider. And yeah, just make like a nice little summer suit, why not? Something I could potentially wear to work with a little slip underneath and just add a belt and belt it maybe. And then maybe something, and in fact, actually, I wanted to make a lace suit. And this would be a good pattern because it doesn't have lining, so, and at the back, it only has one seam. So I think in terms of seams, you would only have to take care of the arm side and the back seam, and then the collar would take care of itself because it's all enclosed in them. So that's a potential as well, like a lace suit. I have really beautiful pink lace with paillettes. So yeah, I just gave myself an idea. So there you go. So that's that one. And then the one before last is from the last McCall's collection. I'm sure these are brand new patterns. They literally just came out. I got them on a special membership from So Direct, like an early access, but I think they're going to be available, if not now, then very soon. This dress is a classic shirt dress, but look at that length. They come, these dresses in 3 lengths. And I just think it's gorgeous. I think potentially I could make it in the normal kind of maybe satin fabric or cotton or something for the office. And alternative make could be taking something either semi-transparent like a georgette or potentially like something like gauze or poly organza or something, and making it into a see-through dress that could either be worn on top of like a little slip dress, invisible slip dress, like a skin tone, or even contrasting underneath, or potentially even making like a very simple fitted jumpsuit and just wearing this on top of the jumpsuit as a fashion statement, because at the moment the trend is, again this year, wearing skirts over trousers apparently. So yeah, that could be something that would look nice. And even in fact thinking wearing some little top and a big wide jeans and just wearing this on top, like open, any of these versions would be good fun. The only thing is I want to say that whatever fabric I choose, it would have to be thin, and you would have to not be this hard, because you look at this fabric and it literally stands on its own. So this model is very slim, so it looks lovely on her. But I think if I put that on myself, I would look the size of a house. So to me, it would have to be a very flowy fabric that doesn't have any volume. So as you put it on a body, it just falls. Yeah, it doesn't like go. So that's that. And my last one, I saved my favorite one for last. And it's this vintage McCall. Can you see the pattern? It's 8381 in case if you can't see the pattern number. So basically it's the nightie and the night and the robe. Now my plans are for the robe. First of all, I would love to make this into a blouse, because I've seen somebody on Instagram has already done that. Just shortened it and it just looks gorgeous. Look at that collar. And secondly, I think I would take this original pattern and make the sleeve even longer, and maybe even do like a shirring in a couple of places, like here and here, and make it like, what's it, like a Tudor, that sort of shape where you have it cinched along your arm lengths. Or maybe just even make huge sleeves and make like a ruffle at the end or something. I don't know. But like, to me, I have this fantasy for some reason about this pattern, that I'm somewhere really nice on a holiday and I'm coming out on the balcony to have my first cup of coffee in the morning, and I'm wearing this robe and it's massive and it's like super flowy and maybe in some sort of floral fabric. And I'm feeling super glamorous. So in my head, this is how it's going to go. So potentially out of this pattern, I'm going to make at least 2 uses. So again, these are the plans. It doesn't mean that I'm going to make them, as always. You know, we're buying patterns and we have all these ideas, and then what happens? Most of the time, nothing. But this pattern, I'm really determined to make something out of this, for real, for real. This is my favorite one of all of them. So there you go. Now I'm going to go now, and I'm going to put together, baste together the bits of my toile that I cut out for my vintage dress, which you know all about because I literally just spoke about it. So I'm just going to go and baste it together with the help of a sewing machine, and I'm going to press it nicely, and I'm going to put it on me and see what it looks like. So hopefully in this episode you will still be able to see what the tester looks like on me. So don't go anywhere, and I'll be right back. Just stay there. So this is my mock-up. I didn't iron it like I said it would, but it came out really well. I've done the sleeve facing just to see the proper links. The sleeve is lovely. The shoulder is nice and extended, and I've already found shoulder pads for these, so it'll be, lifted as it's supposed to be. The collar, I at first thought it was too big, and I considered doing like a shawl collar instead, and then I changed my mind. I think I'm going to keep this one. Let's keep this one. I ran out of my bedsheet, therefore it's a different color on here. The fit, right, let me tell you about fit. So as you know, I've extended it by 4 centimeters at the back, and I was going to stitch with smaller seam allowance to give some extra size, but I had to take it back in. I took it back in here, my 4 centimeters, and also in the back, center back, and I stitched the seam allowance that's indicated in the pattern, which is 1.5 centimeter, and it just fits perfectly. I'll pop in some pictures. I did some videos as well. It's amazing. It just like fits so well. So I think I'm good to go. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut it out of my actual fashion fabric. Yeah, I am shocked at no alterations. The length is perfect. The sleeves are perfect. It just fits like a glove. There's no puckering anywhere. It's beautiful. And the skirt, I know it doesn't show, it doesn't do justice here, but it's really quite big. It's flared at the bottom, and I think once I make it out of proper fabric and I iron it, it will look really beautiful. It'll create that kind of like an X silhouette, with like wider top, fitted at the waist, and then going out at the bottom. It's beautiful. I'm very excited about this. So I think it's been a very successful sewing week for me. Thank you for witnessing it with me, and I hope you're pleased with my progress, the same as I'm pleased. I think next time you're going to be seeing me I'll be cutting out my Plymouth frocktail dress out of my fashion fabric, and yeah, I think after that's done I will be moving on to my projects that need a bit of love and attention that I showed you in my last episode. So there's a lot of sewing fun ahead, so stick around. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all soon in my next episode. Meanwhile, stay pretty and sew something super cool. Love you all. Bye.